So today I'm Sara, and I'm Sara every other day, but today I'm going to show you how to create interactive books with AR. So this is a workshop open for everyone. You can follow me now on live on YouTube. You can be with me on Zoom every Friday, or you can watch these recordings on NeuroLove site. They're going to be available for every week that we do these workshops, so you can go on and follow whichever you're interested in. Make sure that when you're watching this, you're aware that you can always press a pause button or rewind it a little bit back if something was too fast, or you want to re-watch something, or you just want to have some time to explore one side of these things that I'm showing you today. So as you can see, this lovely little logo here is from NeuroLove, and that's a platform that I'm representing here. We are all here to care for you, for your health, for your physical and mental health, and literally to support you in this time. So if you feel down, if you feel bored, if you feel like talking, we have someone available to chat with you every day from 9 a.m. till 8 p.m. So feel free to chat with us. We're a lovely bunch and happy to have a little talk with you. All right, so last week I've presented something Emily and her mom sent me. It was their little AR creation. So if after this workshop you want to share what you've created, feel free. I would be more than happy to see it, to give you some feedback on it, to celebrate it with you, because that's a great accomplishment. And I'm just hoping you have some fun and you get inspired to do your own creative experiences. All right, so today I'm going to use one tool called Blippar. It's very simple, and that's why I like it. I personally cannot code or program much, and I'm interested in tools which are available for me, free, and which are really creative and intuitive. So this tool that I'm going to show you works on AR. What's AR? So we're going to be talking about augmented reality. That's this bit in the middle. And as you can see in this continuum, it's in the middle of actual reality, which is like here you can see in the picture, it's your window, it's what you can see around you, it's our real world. And on the other side of this spectrum, we have virtual reality. It's completely different to our actual reality, and it's what we see through headsets. It's this environment that someone has designed for you that you can enter through these goggles. We're not going to do that today. We're going to be the closest step to actual reality, which means we won't need super special equipment. You're just gonna need your phone or a tablet, and you can do this on your computer too. So you don't need a lot of experience or technical knowledge. I'll lead you through it. So be brave and do it alongside with me. You can also ask questions. We have chat option, and we've got Victoria with us here, who's gonna take care of YouTube Live. So if you write something over there, she's gonna share it with me. So don't worry, maybe a lag of a minute or two, but I'm gonna be happy to answer all your questions. Right, if you're ready, I would like to show you what augmented reality actually looks like. So I'm sure you've seen it in everyday life. You've used it before. You might not be aware that you did. So let's see. Have you ever seen or played Pokemon Go? It's this little screen on the left. Game is actually based on reality. From your phone, you can see a camera that shows you your street, your house, wherever you're going. But there is this little catch of having digital objects in your reality. So it just adds some Pokemons on the go and you are interacting with them. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to add a few digital elements to our actual real life, to our reality. You can also see some other pictures. I don't know if you use Google Translate. I use it a lot. My native language is Croatian, and I'm often trying to explain some phrases and concepts. So when I can't find a word, Google Translate is my friend and it helps me. Now they've got a new option, which is again connected to your camera. When you open it on your phone, it just sees the text that you're seeing, and automatically translate it on your phone. It's really useful for languages which you cannot spell, like Russian, the one that you can see there, or Chinese Mandarin, all those languages with different alphabets. It can be tricky to put that into Google. So if you can just scan it, it's effortless way of translating. And of course, last but not least, one that I'm sure you've seen before, you've used before, it's filters on Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook and on every single social media nowadays. So filters are actually augmented reality. Believe it or not, they just scan your face, recognize where your eyes are, where your nose is, how your mouth moves, and then it overlays your face with some color, with some object, like when you have glasses or those famous flower crowns, you can have hats, it can modify your face. It all works on recognition. So you need to tell your computer, your phone, what you want it to recognize, like recognize my face, and then what you want it to do with it. That's the simplest way of explaining this technology. That's what we're going to be doing today, but we're not going to be recognizing faces. Instead, we're going to be working with books today. So I've got one of my favorite books. It's Artemis Fowl, and you can use that book or any other book just as a trigger, something in reality that's going to start all our wonderful digital experiences. Right, so just a little note, if you've been using Facebook, Instagram, and other social media to try out these filters, you might as well follow NeuroLove on social media, because we have reminders of these activities. So you never miss next dance session or baking session or whatever you're interested in. We've got yoga, we've got some talks about anxiety and low mood. We've got, of course, fitness classes and game design. We've got AR like now, and you can always find something for yourself. I personally enjoy art classes with Carla, but so if you're on these workshops, you'll find you there participating too. I also like the fact that we share inspirational quotes and we highlight activity shared by other organizations. So you might find a great variety of things over there. If that's something you're interested in, that's our little handle. It's called Neuro Champions. Right, so back to augmented reality. Now, I wanted to say that this platform that I'm going to use today is not the only platform you can use. There's so many options depending on who you are, what your interests are, what your abilities and skills are. So these are just some of the platforms that allow you to create these fantastic resources. But they actually define in so many different things. So first of all, of course, price. Some of them are paid services and some of them have free trial services. I really like Blippar because in their free trial, in their non-commercial use, we can actually access all the features, which means that if we don't use it to promote our business or something that we could get money from, non-commercial, we can use it for education and our hobbies for free, fully, which means that you can learn all that augmented reality actually offers you just through the free app. That's why I chose this, and that's what we're going to do today. But if you can program, if you have some coding skills, if you maybe learned that in school, you could try with these two, which are on the bottom right, Unity and Euphoria. They require a little bit of coding and programming, but they, again, allow you greater freedom of what you want to do. Blippar has like preset elements that you can bring, but Unity is just a world of opportunities. So if you know how to tell the computer what exactly you want, you have more options of how to create your experience. So feel free and go there and explore. If you need some help with those, I'm always available for questions. So don't worry about being stuck, making a mistake, or having to use more time to kind of understand what this tool can do. That's a learning curve we all have. I started with Blippar not knowing one single thing, and then just like any other program, you try the buttons, you see what does what, and in no time, you're ready to go. So let's see what we've done in the last 2 workshops, just for you to have a little idea of what we can do with these tools, okay? So I want to show you first, this is a t-shirt. This is what I've done last time for, you can hear some music. Yeah, we've added some music. We've added pictures from my friend who creates these collages, and we added her Instagram just to show you that you can have social media buttons. You can have pictures and art. You can share what your passion is on your t-shirts. I have loads of printed t-shirts, and I really like this idea of using augmented reality as a medium to present something. And I don't have to search for images on my phone or have my friends wait for ages until I find something. It's right there. I scan a t-shirt and it's available to everyone. Funny idea was, of course, to make a different one for each week with favorite songs. So depending on how you feel, you would wear a specific t-shirt. Yeah, it can go into very, very far. It can go into depths of creativity. However, there's another idea that we did 2 weeks ago, which you might want to go and rewatch. It's available on NeuroLove. And that one is on how to make your wall art interact with you, show you more images, because you're kind of limited with your walls. Your walls can only take so much, but in augmented reality, you have endless space that you can use. You've got buttons which allow you to have different pages. So it's always a clean slate. You can always use more and more space in digital world, right? So let me show you what we did with that. This is a photo from my trip to Scotland, and I wanted to share more images and photos that we took, mainly because in this time of lockdown, I cannot go anywhere. I cannot really go to Scotland again, but I can bring Scotland to me and have all these memories ready and available for me when I want to refresh. Sometimes we just dig them somewhere in some folders on hard drives or don't even print them. So it's somewhere in your drawer collecting dust. That's not the way to cherish your memories. If you have them somewhere available super quick, there is a greater chance you're going to go back to them, refresh those memories, have the same feeling you had when you were traveling somewhere. So let's see what you can do with traveling. That's the image I took from my wall. And when you scan it, you can see that I was doing a North Coast 500. That's a route that we went through. If you click the button, you see the gallery of images. And I think I've added, so there's a back button as well. And then I've added a video, tourist video, that shows us beautiful Scotland. There. It's beautiful. It was beautiful. Unfortunately, I can't go now, but I can always have those things around me available. So today we're not going to do t-shirts. Today we're not going to do wall art. Today we're going to overlay a book cover with some reviews, some art from the book, and I hope you find that interesting. Maybe you could find your own book if you look around you. Maybe somewhere is the book that you last read, or if you want to share which is your favorite book, I would love to hear it and maybe help you create it. So for you to create your own experience, I would need you to enter Blippar platform from your own computer. That means that you will need your own account. It's not a big job to do, really. It's something that takes 2-3 minutes, and you just need to fill in some basic information. So you would need your first name, your last name, email, and to create a password that you can remember, okay? You can also, you have this drop-down menu that actually asks you what you're going to use it for. You can click on personal or education purpose, and it's going to be free for you to use and explore this tool in as many experiences as you want. That's another thing that I like. You can experiment and you can have different little projects for every idea you have, and it's not going to limit you in number of those experiences. So if you want to go to blippar.com and create your account now, you can do that, and you can also press pause for me not to go further while you do that. Or you can, if you already have an account, just go and log into your Blippar. I will show you now. I will show you now mine. And before we do dive into creating AR experiences, I want to just slightly explain what we're going to do today. So we're going to do 2 steps. First step is a trigger or a marker, which can be a t-shirt, which can be a wall art like you've seen, or a book cover. And then we have an overlay or media, which is all the digital stuff that's actually in your phone, that doesn't have to be in a reality. That can be a video, that can be a quiz, link to social media, whatever you find useful. And those 2 steps we're both going to create and connect in the platform, all in, let's say, 15 minutes. Okay. So to have a marker or a trigger, you would need to take a photograph of the front cover of your book. I mean, everyone can take a photograph with their phone nowadays. Only thing you need to be aware of is that you need to transfer that photo to your computer in any way you wish. It can be through sending it on your email. It can be through WhatsApp, through direct cable, or however you find useful. So to show you how I did it, I literally took a photo. You can't see the glare. I took a photograph of the front cover and I cropped it a little bit and send it to my computer. Now I'm gonna go straight to the Blippar. So this is what book I'm gonna use. I don't know if you read Artemis Fowl series. This is gonna be about the first book, which is just called Artemis Fowl. It's about a little genius. He's 11 years old and he's really funny as well, quite sarcastic. I like the whole book because it also involves fairies and there's this fantasy world which really fits to this augmented reality exploration of something that's usually invisible. So today I'm going to do the first book, and I don't know if you know, there is a movie coming in. I think it's already available on Disney, so it seems really appropriate to do it now. What I'm going to do now is stop sharing my presentation because I want us to start working on our experience. If you created your account in the meantime, go in and log into your Blippar. I'm going to go to mine. Now, when I'm stopped sharing, I'm going to go to Blippar Hub, blippar.com. Just let me share that again so you can follow what I'm doing. Right. Now you can see my screen. We are in blippar.com, and you can see on my dashboard that I have some experiences already created from before. This is from our last workshops, but I'm going to make a new one today, okay? It's got 2 options. One is web AR and one is app AR. App AR means that we access it through our phones by using Blippar app. You can download that app, of course, for free, and it's this orange one, that one there. I mean, can't probably see. Usually I connect my phone and you can just see my screen, but it doesn't really work well with Zoom. So we're gonna do the old school manual. I show you what to do on the screen. Right, so to explain you the different one, web AR is something that doesn't require an app to access, but it's one of those creations that you have limited time to use. So when you create web AR, it gives you a link that's only available for 20 minutes. And then the link changes. It's not really useful for me at the moment because I want to show it to my friends later, and that's why I'm going to use App AR today. You can explore on and try all the versions. It looks the same, it's just a matter of accessing your creation in a different way. Since I'm not going to be scripting or programming anything today, I'm going to start from scratch. Nice blank slate. So it's asking me to add a marker, to add a trigger. Do we remember what a trigger is? It's something in reality, something in our real life that starts this experience. In this case today, it's going to be a book from cover. So I did save an image in my folder. So here you can use some, you can see some photos that I'm going to use today. These are the characters. I have some icons that I found online, and I've got this one that says trigger, and it's literally a picture of a front cover. I'm going to use that one, and it's right there. You can add up to 20 different markers, which means that a lot of covers can start the same experience. This book has three different covers actually. This one, then the golden one, then new one that's coming out because of the movie. So if that changes, it doesn't mean you need to repeat your whole process and do everything again. Your experience, your creation can be shown on so many different triggers. So try to experiment with that too. I'm gonna call this Artemis Fowl. That's the name of the book. Right. Let's see what it gives us. It's going to open a dashboard that we're going to work on. And then I'm going to introduce you to these tools and everything that's available. So it's ready now. You can see the trigger is in the background. I would always suggest not to edit a photograph that you took. So do not apply filters, don't make it prettier, don't change contrast or anything like that, because your phone needs to recognize the original image. And if you change it, it's not going to be the same. So this is our Blippar dashboard. And all you need to know about it is that it has a right-hand side menu and left-hand side menu. On the left is everything that we add to our experience, all the elements. So you can have 3D objects, you can have text or social media links or galleries or pre-made features, let's say, and you can upload your own images. These ones I've been using in the last few workshops. So that's all the stuff that we can use and add to our experience. And then we have right-hand side menu. So we need to add something. Let's say a pyramid. Yeah, pyramid would do. Let's make that pyramid bigger. So we have a pyramid, okay. Pyramid is there. And on the right-hand side, we can edit everything that we added. So you can adjust every single detail from its original position, which is on the top, to actions, what happens when you click. Also colors and effects and how you want it to look. This one is now blue or pink. If you click on the actual square, you can change the color because, for example, I don't really like this pink. I would like something more, yeah, soft pink, nice. So when you start exploring these options on the right, you will see that each individual element has a different set of options for you. So if you add Instagram button, it will ask you which Instagram do you want to link this to. So you add your handle so it knows where to take you when you click. That's how two sides interact together to give you exactly the experience you wanted. But you can, of course, use all the pre-made, pre-installed options. Now, what's useful about this program is that all your usual shortcuts on the keyboard work. So, for example, if I don't like this pyramid, I can delete it easily. So I've first selected it, so I see that I'm working with the pyramid now, and I click delete on my keyboard, and it disappears. So you can also copy and paste. Do you know how to copy paste on your keyboard? You click Control-C to copy, like it said it was copied, and then you click Control-V, both buttons together, and you have exactly the same element again. It's useful when you already created something and edited it and modified it in specific colors, added all the links and everything. You don't want to do that again, so you just copy paste the item. Right, I'm gonna delete them now and show you something else. Here, this is a navigation menu, which is really useful. We're gonna be using all the time. For each element that we add, it allows us to, if we go from the bottom, to move. This is this little cross that allows us to move things in all directions. So this is up and down, this is left and right, and this one is in space, in 3D space. For you to see that, you see what I'm doing on the navigation menu. I'm using this little hand to move my experience and see it from all the sides. The blue arrow allows me to bring it closer or further away. That's useful for all the AR experiences, because when you see them through your phone, something can be straight on the cover and something can be closer to you. So when you move your item, it will move together with it. You'll be quite proficient in moving things around after a while when you realize how the interface works. When you might be lost with your dashboard, not knowing how to go back, there is always this home button that you can use, which will take you straight to the original view. That's really useful tool when you start experimenting and you do something wrong. You can't do anything wrong with this platform, I assure you. So on my mouse, I have this button that takes me page back. And it often happens, like now, that I click it, for example, and then it takes me to my original Hello Blippar page. I get devastated that I've just lost everything I did, but you can be safe and calm because all these changes are always saved on their cloud. So when you come back, everything will be there ready for you. You don't need to save anything. Really useful for people as clumsy as I am. So if this Instagram button is not of the size you want, you can use the second button from the bottom and make it bigger or smaller. So everything here works on drag and drop or on these handles, which you click and move. As you move it, it can be bigger or smaller. That's how you edit things. You can also, of course, rotate. You can see there are several ways to rotate. So I can rotate this side. And you need to be careful because it's always in 3D space. It can go, you can flip it around and maybe you kind of make an angle of it. So you've got so many options depending on what your idea is. Most simple thing is to know what you want to do, maybe draw it on a paper first and then try to create it. You're going to avoid the most frustration about creating this. Now let's create my idea and you follow with yours. You don't need to do what I'm doing. You can, if you already transferred the picture of your book, you can find images that connect your mind to that book, maybe some quotes, maybe characters, or your artwork based on that book. So transfer all of that in a folder like I did. You see I have I'll show you. Every time I start, I always start with a folder of things that I'm going to use. And then it's easy, very easy to create AR experience. Now, it's been 20-something minutes since we started, and I can show you that we will make this in 15 minutes, I promise. So we'll start with a gallery. Okay, I want a gallery of images. So I'm gonna go to my left-hand side, where is everything that we put in on our experience overlay. Okay, so it's like how they would put Pokemons on the road. I'm gonna put a gallery of images on the book. So from widgets available, I'm using gallery. I found gallery somewhere here. And what I'm doing is click and drag. So drag and drop. There it is. And your gallery is almost ready. You need to add images, right? So it's going to ask you on the right-hand side, which images do you want? So you can browse to add. These are all the images that we already uploaded before in our workshops. And I'm gonna upload more. So on the left-hand side, where we saw all the 3D elements, where we saw gallery and all the buttons, this third tab that says uploads allows you to put your own images. So I'm gonna add characters from the book, 6 main characters. There is a fairy, and she's a really good police officer. She's got her captain. Captain Ruth, and there is Foley, who is creating all the cool technology for them. On the other side, we have Artemis, his mom, Angelina, and his helper called Butler. Now, stuff can go wrong, and as you can see, it says on the top that one of my items failed to upload. I can always see which one, so if I click on details, it says here, Foley didn't upload. Okay. See, this is very heavy on my internet, so things don't really go the way I want them to go. So I'm just gonna find Foley again and upload them again. That's how you fix everything. You just give it a little bit of patience and try again. Right, Foley's here now. Brilliant. So it worked the second time. Now when other two upload, we're gonna be able to add them to a gallery. So if I click on the gallery, on the right-hand side, we can see that it asks us up to 15 images to a gallery. Yes, that's great. That's how we did it for Scotland experience. That's how we did it for for Billie Eilish one, which was our first workshop. So I like to use galleries. They're easy to manage, and you can add much more images, many more than you would usually be able to add on the front cover. So let's add Butler. Let's find our characters here. What I really don't like is the fact that it always randomizes all my images that I've uploaded. So I've added Holly and Butler and Foley and maybe Artemis. Where are you, Artemis? There he is. And it failed to upload to again. Okay, we'll put it in again. I'm stubborn when I want something in my experiences. I will try again and again until it works. And Captain Root. Good. Oh my God. Internet is really bad with me today. That's all right. Thankfully, I am patient enough and I'm not going to allow that to break the workshop. Right, let's put Angelina in. Angelina is Artemis's mother, main character's mother. And you can also, on the right-hand side, change the order of pictures that you're showing. So let's start with them and maybe Artemis and his mom and Butler. Brilliant. Right, so that's our gallery done. Maybe we can add a button. I'll show you how to add buttons. But before that, you see, I've just uploaded another image. This is a quiz that's connected to the story. I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller to be able to fit in all the stuff I want on this cover. There we go, fairy quiz. So I found this in another book that covers this book. And they're helping us find which type of fairy our personality would fit the best. And I really like that because they have, I think, 8 or 9 different classes of fairies, from trolls and sprites and goblins. And I mean, it's really interesting book. So that's something I would add. And maybe I will add this icon that you can see here. I have some icons that I usually collect from Google, or I create them myself. You just download it and it works like any other image. When I drag and drop it here next to our gallery, it needs to be a little bit smaller. Brilliant. And now I'll show you how to add buttons. Buttons are technically images that have a function. Every button that you see or use in these apps is just an image of a button which someone gave an action to. So if we click on this image in our button, we can see that it asks us, what action do we want? Action on touch means that when you see it through your phone, what happens when you click on that? It can be nothing. So for this fairy quiz, for example, I don't want anything to happen when someone clicks on it. But for the button, I would actually like it to take us to a next page, because this one I've filled completely. I don't have any more space. So the secret is that on the bottom left, you can see here it says scene 1. Scene 1 is your first page, but you can also have as many pages as you want, like in any other book. So we're going to have a scene 2, and we're going to call it video. There. Now it took us to page 2, but you see those little arrows. You can navigate through all your pages and see what you've done so far. So I would want our book button to take us to page 2. Like a little portal, when you click on it, it takes you to page 2. So I'm gonna add an action on touch. You see you have so many ideas what you can have for people when they press on the button. You can lead them to a Facebook, you can even call a number, or play a song, or start a video. It's all about your creativity. So once you know all the functions, it's combining that makes this really interesting, regardless of the topic. So I clicked all the way on the bottom to say go to scene, go to another page. And I need to select which page, and it's going to be the second one called video. Right, so this whole page is done, easy as that. And now we're on the page 2, where we add videos. I mean, you can add whatever you want, but for this experience, I would like to add a video review. I'm gonna put Artemis Fowl title and a video review. I found this fantastic little summary of 2 minutes done by a YouTuber who has a channel called 1 Minute Reviews, and he does great things for books that you read. If you're visual like I am, I really like to see someone summarize a book that I've seen with little drawn characters. It looks funny, but it just helps you understand what you just read. So I'm going to use him and his review for this experience today. I'm going to put a little title because I want it to look special and dramatic. So this is the title that they use in, whoa, that's the title they use in a Disney movie, right? I think it's a bit too big. Yeah, let's make it a little bit smaller. Okay, we've got a title. I need to stop playing at some point because I could do this all day. And then you see, I've uploaded things on the left-hand side. I didn't talk you through that. Just on the left-hand side, uploads, same place where you add photos, you can add videos, audios, also 3D models. If that's something you do, you can add that on top of all of your experiences. Brilliant stuff. So make your creativity worth it and just show us everything you've got. You can just drag and drop it, and it's right there. You see, it's behind this one, so I'm gonna bring it closer, maybe move it a little bit. And that's all you need to do with the video. You have some options on the right hand side, again, if you wanted to autoplay without a button, or how do you want this video to work. I don't mind today. So you would say this is finished now, but what's going to be a problem with the current experience is that we don't have a back button. You need to be careful to lead your experience like in a game. So if you go to one page, how do you come back? We need to add another button, right? We need to add a back button. And I think I've got it somewhere here from our last experiences. I have this little arrow that I like to use. There you go. Arrow is ready. But yeah, it's the wrong way, I think. So we're gonna rotate it. Remember our rotate tool? Whoop, there you go. On the other side, kind of represents going back. And of course, it won't work if we don't add it as an action. This is just an image at the moment. So we're going to go on our right-hand side and just add an action. From no action to all the way to the bottom says go to scene and pick the first scene. You can always fix these things later when you try it and something doesn't work. So feel free to experiment and play with it. Mistakes are very, very welcome because you're going to learn new things as you go. Okay, so I think our experience is ready. So what we do now is, we preview or publish. That's how you activate your experience, okay? When you publish, it's gonna give you this paid option to access it without any code, but preview works just the same. If we click on that, it works just the same and it adds a code, which I really like because it makes my experiences limited to those people who have my code. I share my code with my family and friends, and they know that they can access my materials through that. kind of gives you a little bit of secrecy and safety. You can change the code. It doesn't have to be a random set of numbers. You can add and say NeuroLove, for example. There's a little plus, so you can add different codes as well. You can have as many as you want. It's good because you can have different codes for different things. So if you want your family to see one set of images and your friends to see something else, that's perfectly fine. You create it the way you want. I want to show you all the functions there are so that you can harness it in any way you want. We click continue and we have this little overview now. So it gives us an image that we're using for our trigger, and it gives us our code to remember, because we're going to have to input that code to access this. Okay, I think everything is done, so I'm going to say publish to test. Again, I said no mistakes possible. You can change anything you want at any point. So that is in test and ready. Okay, now I'm going to stop sharing so that you can see my camera well, and I'm going to try to activate this with you. Today, I'm going to use my tablet because it's bigger. This is Blippar app. See, it shows camera. That's how every augmented reality app works. You can see a camera and reality. It's trying to scan reality to find those little triggers that we gave them, right? To start an experience. You can see over here on the top, it says code NeuroLove. I've put that before, but if you want to put it on your phone, you click, you've got literally two buttons in this whole app. One is settings. When you click on that, over here, you've got enter test code. And it asks you which one do you want to use. I've put NeuroLove and I click confirm. That's it. You can go out of it and you're ready to do your experience. That's how you enter codes which you've added. So it can be a different code, it can be your name, it can be a secret word or your nickname, and it allows you to see experiences. So finally, moment of truth. I don't know how I'm gonna hold this properly. Pray for me not to drop it. Right, so I'm gonna scan it, and when it finds it, it vibrates and shows the content. Okay, we're ready. I'll click scan. This, yeah, it vibrated. Did it? Oh, let's try again. It's difficult for me to coordinate this. Yes, you can see it's finding it. There it is, our experience. Good thing is, I can move the book and it's gonna stay on my screen. So you can see what we have. Right here we have our gallery. So if I click on it in both directions, it shows you that those images that we were using. There's our fairy quiz that I've added, and of course a button. When I click a button, it works. So there's an Artemis Fowl title, and we have a video. If I click on the video.
Artemis Fowl by Owen Colfer.
So he's going to review the book.
This is a story about a boy named Artemis Fowl II.
Okay.
Smart.
Thank you. And we have a back button, which you always want to test if it works. Yes, if it takes you to the front page, it means that you did the whole experience right. It interacts well, and you get to go back and forth. Now, let me show you one more thing. We've got a little bit time left, and I want to show you that you don't need to use front cover. So in the last month, I had an idea of creating an interactive book. So interactive book would mean that not only a front cover is interactive, but also inside the book, you can have some interactivity. So I've added these stickers, as you can see. For each chapter, there is a sticker. And I want to show you, I'll show you this with my phone. What happens when you scan one of those stickers? So if you have some artwork inside the book, if there's some illustrations or something, you can also use that. Just take a picture of it and add some digital content that you think that you might need. So for this, I have a different code, I think. So I'm gonna change a code on my phone. You remember, you go to settings, you edit the code, remove, confirm. There it is. And now we're ready. This phone is a bit broken, but it will work, so don't worry. If you have a broken phone, it all works perfectly. So I'll scan this number 2, and it gives us some guidance on reading. So it's got main characters from the previous chapter, which when you click, you get an image of and some text of Butler. And what's more important, I've added a video that helps us read. Some of you might really enjoy reading and stories and the whole narrative that's connected to books, new worlds and fantasy, but don't like actually reading, maybe struggle with it. I had some issues in school too. I didn't like reading. It was really tiring for me. So I've created this to help myself and other people like me to read, even though they might not actually have concentration to read the whole thing. So you can see here that I have some guidance on new words that are going to appear, and I have a button that says let's read together. This gives you a video. Wait, you need some sound. Yeah. Video of an audiobook. I mean,
Chapter
it's an
2,
audiobook technically.
Translation.
That reads a book
By
for
now,
you.
you must have guessed
And you
just how
follow.
far Artemis Fowl was prepared to go in order to achieve.
That's something that helps me read because I hear audio and I follow the text. Maybe some of you are not native speakers of English. This will help you learn English well. So maybe you can create those experiences for yourself too. That would be it about this book. Enough about Artemis Fowl for today. What I would like to show you more, we still have a few minutes left, so I'm gonna show you what else we can do with augmented reality. If you don't want to use books, wait, I need to share my screen with you again. Right, so back to presentation. Oh, wait, one sec. I think I'll share the wrong thing. Yeah, okay. So other things that we can do with augmented reality. We have art. So some of you might be interested in art. I know a lot of friends who are your age who draw really well or enjoy drawing. You can make your drawings come to life, and you can add another layer of these animations or color it differently through digital art. So if you have a whole story or a whole collection of artwork that you want to share, maybe pick one that you like the most and overlay it with the gallery of other images. Or you can create these animations. In one of the next workshops, I'm definitely going to show you how to create animations. It's a little bit time consuming, but once you understand how it's done, it's really easy to go on and create more and more. You see, you can have a little skull that has spikes or hair, depending on how you understand these. Or you can actually learn with augmented reality. If you're into medicine or human body or biology or dinosaurs or space or whatever is your topic of interest, you can actually learn with augmented reality. Here you can see this t-shirt that looks a little bit funky. When you scan that t-shirt, on the same way that I was showing you in other workshops, you can see human body. It also allows you to travel through the blood vessels and see organs from the inside. It's really exciting if that's your interest. Or you can use something like AR fashion, which is now being implemented in Zara, I think. H&M and Zara are kind of looking at it to have those mirrors in front of which you just stand and it all fits together, all in your body. Really interesting, like a filter, works like a filter. We've got other things as well. This is just an example of an exhibition that I've done a month ago for Earth Day. That's a collection of artwork and photographs, which is all placed in one big, it's a sphere. That's actually a photograph. So 360 photograph places you right in the winter wonderland, and you look at the frozen waterfall. If you want to know how that's done, I can show you that in one of the next workshops. Just write me what you want to see and we'll organize it for you. Right. So since we were talking about books today, I want to show you two books that I really, really enjoy these days. So both of them are actually, woo, well, I just dropped one. So this one on the right is Creative Space Journal, and it's helping you create art that's really fun and also covers some of our emotion. Uh, so for example, you get to fill in faces behind the glasses. You get to draw and write positive thinking quotes, and it's all organized by mood, which really helps me when I don't know what I want to do. I just pick how I feel, and there are some activities which are quite nicely designed. You get to create monsters, you get to draw your emotions, you get to be creative and analyze your thinking that way. Let me get the book, the other one. Oh. Clumsy. The other book is called Exercise Your Demons. You can see it on the left-hand side. And it's a mindful journal. It's more about the writing if you're into it. You can see those 2 pages. It's like describing your demons. They've got a full set of demons. I really enjoyed that because each got its own personality. I have to say I'm working a lot on procrastination demon and lazy demon, and there's also impatience demon, overthinking demon, gossip demon, whatever you think you want to work on, they've got it. So if you're looking for some other book that's not Artemis Fowl that could make your days better and interesting, I would definitely recommend these two. You can do these activities even without a book. I'll share some of them with you. We'll share them on NeuroLove, and you can draw demons with us. Right, so that is about all from me today, but I would like to signpost you to some of our activities as well. Like I've said before, we have art group, yoga sessions, dance groups, and so much more over there. You've got activities that you can do by yourself if you don't want to be in this live workshop environment. But if you want to do something like that, I think it's really useful to go through the recordings where we have everything we've done through the week. No one has that much time to go and like participate in every single thing, but that's why we have it all available over there. So if you think you want to do it in a week time, in a month time, it's all going to be there. Make sure you also share it with someone who you think might find it useful but doesn't know it exists. I like to share cooking workshops baking workshops with my sisters. One of them made what was it? It was a sponge cake. Unfortunately, I didn't get to eat it, but I heard it was fantastic. Same goes for your friends who are into art, who are into dance, fitness. Share what we have there and maybe join together. That would be a fun activity to do. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer all of them. Or if you have any wishes of what you would like to see in the next workshops, I'm happy to collect those ideas and do it with you. We've done so far a lot. We have wall art, we've got t-shirts, we've got posters and music, we've done books. So happy to see what else you want to see, and we'll make it happen. Okay. I hope you have a lovely Friday. Use it for creativity, use it for yourself, a little bit of self-care, and enjoy this day completely, even though it could be raining where you are, just like here in Liverpool. It's a great opportunity to do something creative and happy inside, or actually get your jacket. You're not made out of paper. You can have a little walk in the rain. It always makes me smile, and makes everyone else laugh when I come home. Soaking wet. So pick your activity, don't stay at home, don't be alone, you don't have to be alone. So reach out to us as well, we're all online, happy to help you. We're a lovely group of people, we're all young and happy to chat with you. So you can book your sessions with us, you can book these activities depending on how you feel and what you want to do. Recognize those things and organize your day the way it works for you. That would be all from me. And if you want to join us next week, I would be more than happy to have you. Next week, we're again at 11 a.m. London time. If you're from somewhere else, you need to kind of calculate when would that be in your country. that is it. So I'll stop sharing my screen to give you a big, nice wave and a virtual hug. Hope you're having a nice day, and I'll see you next Friday.